thinking like, what's my wife gonna think? Like she's like kind of like pushing at me.
Wait,
like,
can we just stop for a second?
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
Married.
Yeah.
How long you been married for, bro?
It'll be 2 years in January.
19 years old.
Yeah.
Married.
Yes, sir.
I am not being offensive. Why? Ethan. What's up, bro?
Dude, nothing much. I'm just happy to be here.
Right on, man.
Just met you not that long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this dude's awesome.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for coming and thank you for going to my event. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It was definitely always nice to not only share some information, but meet new people. And I've heard a little bit about you from BCNA, joining probably my first real awesome networking group that I partook in. Is that a word? If I partook in? Sure.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, it
Berks
works.
County. But these are my favorite type of podcasts because there's no agenda, because I know absolutely nothing about you other than auto detailing. That's literally the only. I know that you showed up to my event. I know you do mobile detailing, and you're part of BCNA.
That's it.
That's
the basis.
Yeah, dude. So it's all up from here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You start at the ground and you're like, well, can't go further down, so
Yeah, it can only go up.
it can only go up.
So are you a native? You born and bred here?
Yep. Born and bred, Pennsylvania, Berks County. Pretty much all my life. Actually, all my life I've been here, other than traveling
Right on.
outside of Pennsylvania, and just born and raised here, and that's it.
Do you dig it?
Yeah, I mean, I dig Berks County.
Yeah.
It's a kind of everybody knows everybody.
That's for sure.
I mean, you go down the street and you're like, wait, you know him? I know you from this place, and it's just like connections everywhere.
Right on.
So I thought that's a pretty cool part of Berks County, and of course I'd love to expand outside of Berks County at some point, but I definitely love Berks County just because of that aspect of it's an accountability point too, because I'll go out and if I act a certain way and I'm acting this way and like someone was like, I know that guy. Why is he acting like that? It's like that comes back on me, and it's like, I don't want to do business with that guy because he's acting like an idiot.
That's what I'm afraid of too. Yeah, because I'm not perfect, nowhere near perfect, and you just have those bad days, and you're just like, shit, I shouldn't have like done that, And I learned that a long time ago because I remember just hanging out at a diner or somewhere, and I was like, yeah, Dave Mattis, blah blah blah, and I love Dave. Me and Dave we're homies and always talk good about Dave, but it was just surprising when I mentioned Dave Mattis, this woman actually stopped what she was doing, turned around to see who I was, and turned back. And that one little thing told me, this place is super small. You have no idea who you're around, and it's different because when you come from New York, because I'm from Long Island, New York City, New York, there's so many freaking people there. Like you could live next to your friends 3 blocks over and never run into them because it's that big. But you come here, no, dude, it's just, yeah. So that little
Completely
thing,
different.
Yeah, that little thing that happened, I was like, wow, this place is really small. So you're definitely right about that. But I'm going to just state the obvious. You seem like a very young man. Did you go to college?
I didn't. No.
Okay. So you went to zero college?
Nope.
When did you graduate high school, bro?
2020. 2020.
Holy shit. So you're, what are you, 20?
21.
Dude, you're my kid's age.
Yep.
You could be my son.
I could be your son.
Yeah, 21. Okay, 21 years old.
Yep.
College not for you. You own an auto detailing business.
Yep.
When did you start that?
I started it March of this year. So I went part-time over at Auto Spa. I was over there since a freshman in high school. So I was there on State Hill Road.
Okay.
Yep. And I was there for over 5.5 years. I mean, I loved pretty much majority of it. I mean, it wasn't easy work. It was hard work. And I loved the detailing portion of it. I mean, I loved it at the time. And then it got kind of cut as soon as COVID hit. Kind of shut everything down as far as that. And even school-wise, like everything was cut. I was getting ready to graduate. I knew I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't know what. I tried like web design. I was like, it's not for me.
It's not for everyone,
Nope.
Ethan.
No, it's not easy. Like, kudos to you, man.
Let
like,
them know that, Ethan.
Yeah, web design.
Preach.
Not easy. Not easy. So I give it to you, man,
Thanks,
for sure.
bro. Appreciate that.
And long story short, went there full time after high school because I was like, I have no idea what I want to do, but I know I got to make money somehow.
Right
So stayed there for a little bit. It was about 2 years. And then I went part time and just kind of like was dry. It was dry for like 2 months. And I'm like, shoot. And I'm like thinking like, what's my wife going to think? Like, she's like kind of like pushing at me.
Wait,
like,
can we just stop for a second?
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
Married.
Yeah.
How long you been married for, bro?
It'll be 2 years in January.
McCookie, you getting this, right? 19 years old.
Yeah.
Married.
Yes, sir.
I am not being offensive. Why?
Why?
19 years old. I mean, you got your whole life. And again, I am not putting down marriage. I'm married.
No.
I love being married. 19 years old. It's bold.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just knew. Like, I had to lock it in. Put the ring on it.
I had to lock it in.
I had to lock it in. I wasn't letting her go. So I was like, I wasn't going to play any games with her. Or I was just like, you know, if I'm going to be in for life, I'm in for life. So.
Dang. And you knew that at 19 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus. What does your wife do?
She's a travel over at Boscov's Travel, and she works on the back end of things of setting up the travel, I guess, packages you would call it.
Yeah.
And she gets it done over there. She's been loving it. She just started there about 3 months ago. She just made a job transition over the summer. Things weren't working out at her previous job, and
No college for her either.
she actually has a 2-year degree in business administration.
How old's your wife?
She's 23.
You went up the ladder.
And a little bit. I need a little maturity in the game, you know? I was tired of dating girls. I had to date a woman.
Oh, my
Yeah.
man. There he is. All right.
Yeah.
I like you more and more.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. No doubt. It's just, those are some bold moves. Well, you know what? You seem like a bold dude because, I mean, you're married at 19. You're colleging for you. And now you thought to yourself, I got to do something different. Drying up here at Auto Spa. You love the place, but now you're like, I'm going to start my own thing.
Yeah.
You got to be a bold individual to even think like that, dude. So what made you just say to yourself that one day, you know what, I'm just going to do it on my own?
Essentially, it came down to, I mean, it was boiling up, and I was like, what am I going to do? Time's pretty much flying by at that point. It was about 1.5 years in, and I'm like, I'm bored. Like, I don't want to just, it was a mundane routine of vacuuming out the cars, driving it in, cleaning the car wheels, and sending the car through. And I don't even see like the result essentially of a clean car. I'm
you only
just
see one part of it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole process of just getting everything prepped and then ready to go. Like, I'd talk to the customers, which was my favorite part of it at the time, but I wasn't even really able to do that because it's so busy all the time.
Right.
Over at the car wash, it's more numbers. How many cars can we do? It's not the quality usually of a car wash.
Which I noticed.
Yeah.
You make a good point.
Yep. So detailing's a lot more in depth, and you can like take more of your time. You're gonna want to take more time as far as detailing.
Right.
It's called detailing. It takes, it may take a detailer 15 minutes to do one wheel. It takes a car wash 5 minutes to do the whole car.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're just you're getting a wash, just a basic wash. You're not gonna get deep into the wheel wells or anything like that. Essentially, where I was going with that is I couldn't just do not talking to anyone and not connecting with people. And that was where it hit. I was like, man, like, what can I do to get out of that? I know I wanted to do my own thing. What do I like about this that I can start up for a little cost in the scheme of business?
Right.
So I was like, auto detailing. That's it. And I just kind of branched off from there, like building it. And I'm like, what do I call it? I was just like, I'll just brand it off my name. And now, like, thinking about it, I'm like, Ethan Lasher's already dealing. It's kind of like long coming out. So now I'm kind of like, all right, can I make it simpler? What can I branch off that's simple, easy to come out, and kind of thinking about going through a rebranding and just kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, and I think now's the time to do it if you really wanted to do it, because, I mean, you are a startup. You're not that established yet. If you really wanted to make a bold move, I would say better now, because, like, I think at the event I told you, I never would have called my business what it is now had I known what I know now back then, you know, because, yeah, it definitely comes off a little bit too much. But there's no shame in it or anything, you know. Those things work. I mean, Charles Schwab, you know what I mean? Like, people use their names.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were thinking about that, you know, sure. But how's it going so far, man?
I had its ups and downs. Like I said, back in March, I was kind of crapping my pants. I'm like 2 months in, I had my first initial 3 details, and I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what do I do? And like I was saying, like Ash, my wife, she was kind of like nagging me. She's like, what are you doing all day? I'm like, I'm trying to get clients, like, but no one's biting. And I don't know what to do. I didn't say that to her.
Right.
But I was like, they'll come. And finally, it was beginning of May, I started getting like bookings after bookings after bookings. I'm like, okay. And it got to the point where I was like doing a detail, and then the client would come pick it up. Another client would drop off their car. I'd do it overnight and have it done and ready, go to work, have that client pick up, and then have another client drop off, detail it overnight. They'd pick it up in the morning, another client drop off, do it overnight. I was just like not sleeping. It felt like I was just like sleeping like 3 hours.
Why do you think you had the uptick all of a sudden? What'd you do differently?
Honestly, I mean, just like the posts, I guess, like from social media. I got a lot of clicks from maps. The change in weather was huge. Everyone wants their car cleaned up after it's been freezing cold and salt. They're just demolishing their cars.
So it's like seasonal?
It seemed like. It seemed like. I mean, of course, for a new business, it's hard to tell.
Right.
And there was a lot of factors that I think went into it, as far as, like I said, like the season change, just kind of being consistent with my posts on social media. So that way there was some work out there.
You do any advertising of any sort?
Don't. Just word of mouth.
Just word of mouth.
Like the networking groups in the
so
area.
The networking groups, you did more than just BCNA?
Yeah, I do BCNA, PRE, and then I recently went to the Pagoda Business Network.
Right on.
That was, those were all like great groups I've found. I've gotten clients from there, and also been able to essentially give back to the people in those groups and give them referrals where I can. And it's been very cool. Just like talking to awesome people like you.
Right on.
Like,
Thank you.
I just love that aspect of it. Just being able to just chat like with other business owners and like be 100% real with them and be like, you know, this is what I struggle with, and you know, this is what I've been through, and I'm able to get feedback, and that's very cool.
Yeah, it is good that you forget about that aspect of networking. Like right away you think, well, I want to meet these people because I want them to know I do auto detailing, and hopefully they can send me something. And like you think that's the end of it. Where you just make a really good point, how it's like, you know what? You go there to almost just ask for help and go, hey, I'm struggling with this. What would you do? I'm struggling with that. What would you do? That's a smart move, man, because pride can really mess with you. And a lot of people just won't do it because they feel like they could do it themselves. It's like a man who won't ask for directions. It's the same idea, dude. It's
or like, even like read directions, like putting together a table. It's like, no, I got this.
No, I don't need directions. That's a good point, though, dude. Going there just to get help, like not business-wise, but like operational-wise. Yeah, man. You do a lot of one-on-ones?
Yeah, I've had a lot of one-on-ones with the group, just trying to really get a basis of like what they do and getting to know them, and like where they came from. So I think that's very cool. And like anytime like I can help someone, I'm here. I mean, of course, I may not be the most helpful just because I don't have the most experience. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty much at square one. I mean, square one was March, but so I have a little bit of experience, but it's still a baby.
Yeah, but
Essentially.
sharing other people's posts and referring other people, that's a lot of help though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's one of the most easiest and non-cost or no-cost ways that you can help anybody. By just speaking highly of them, sharing their stuff, referring them if they're worth your referral, because you got to be careful with that too. Don't just refer because you just want to refer. 'Cause I've been burned by that shit a few times. You know, absolutely. So you were working at Auto Spa and doing your auto detailing. Okay, and when was that moment when you were like, all right, bro, I got to go in both feet?
I knew it was before it. Like I just took the jump say in April. I just kind of let them know. Like I let them know in the beginning when I went part-time that I was going to be diving more in depth into business, and they were like, all right, cool. Like we appreciate it. Like you letting us know. And they were really appreciative of me, like giving them still like 3 days a week. I gave a month notice before I went part-time, and then like 2 months before I like let them know, I was like, that's it. And I was like, I can even cover like your guys' vacation, because I knew they were going on vacation. Super appreciative. It was like, I love those guys over at Auto Spa.
Right on.
Like, they're
It's cool we didn't burn that bridge.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah,
And it's essentially, it's two different businesses still, though. You know,
Yeah.
because you got like really hardcore detailing, and then you got your car wash. Right on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they both take a lot of effort, of course. Like, I've seen those guys. I mean, they may not have the best systems in place, but they're working hard at what they know. And I give them a lot of kudos for that. Absolutely.
Right on, man. So it's November.
November.
How are things doing?
It picked up for about 2 weeks, and now I'm starting to see it slow off. So winter is certainly coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
So how do you think you're gonna battle that?
So this winter, I'm just kind of working on getting products set, getting my systems, fixing my automations and systems, so that way I can run smoother come next season and get it nice and smooth flowing, and I can add to the team, and it's not just me doing everything. Just doing the details, doing the answering phone calls, having to turn everything off as I'm out doing a detail in order to answer a phone call.
Right.
Emailing everyone back that needs a detail. Essentially just like losing my mind. Pretty much.
Welcome to entrepreneurship, my man.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. But it's crazy that you're already thinking about setting up systems and building a team. And you're, not even a year in.
Yeah.
And you already see the benefit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Because I know that I won't be able to sustain it. If I'm not able to sustain it, it's not going to be worth it. It's just going to be nothing. And then if it's just me running it, it's not a valuable business for me to essentially sell off at some point.
Right.
And actually get the value out of the business, not just the short-term money, but also the long-term return.
Right on. How long do you think you want to do this for?
The detailing business?
Yeah, I mean, you're already putting your head into that perspective about, you know, futures as far as your detailing company, how, you know, eventually you do want to sell it. How long do you think you want to be in that driver's seat?
When the time comes to sell. I mean, once the systems and everything's flowing, I mean, I would like to have it to the point where I don't necessarily have to be there all the time for it to run. So that way I can have a receptionist and like detailers that know what they're doing, and I can trust them. And I know that's not going to be easy at all, to find people that are going to be detailed and essentially have the skills to go about it. Because what someone told me, a wise Brandon Moyer that you had on your podcast before, it's more than just an easy job. It's more of detailing's like an art in a sense, because if you're going to be detail oriented, you have to get every single little piece out, little dust out. of course, there's going to be things that don't come out,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be able to be like, all right, this is good. The customer's going to be appreciative of it. They're going to love it. Like
Right on.
this is what I was expecting. This is what I was expecting when I came to this company to get their car detailed, and it's going to be interesting training someone and kind of like letting my hands off and like, you got it. And kind of just let them do their thing. And of course, there's going to be things that come along with it that like, they're going to have a certain way to do it, and it's going to get done right and different compared to like my method of doing it. And as long as the job's done, I got to be like, that's great. As long as it looks the same result, cool.
Right on.
Cool.
And you think that's going to happen for you next season?
Yeah, next season I'm going to start cooking it up as far as trying to get a detailer in there, and whether I get an in-person receptionist or just like a not mobile, but
Like just like from their place of
right.
Like they could be at home
from
answering
home.
your phone
Yeah,
calls.
like
right.
an at-home receptionist.
Yeah, online admin, right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and get that rolling so that way it's set for when it gets busy come spring, as I'm anticipating, and just get that, have all the systems in place so that way they're not like, what is this guy doing? He's not even running a business. I'm like, that's what I don't want.
Right.
So I'm really honing in on getting that prep during the winter.
Right on. How far away do you think you're from offering wrapping and tinting? Because you did mention that at the event, how you said you would want to go into that world eventually.
I did. So it's based upon whether I have a shop ready or not, because I won't be able to do that mobily.
Right.
As far as wrapping and tinting, because you have to have everything super clean because you don't want any dust particles getting in between the wraps or the window tints.
Right.
Then it'll look like crap. And I don't want to deliver crap work. I want
Right.
quality work, and I want to deliver quality, and that's what I definitely strive to do for sure.
Do you have experience in that? Have you done tinting and wrapping?
No, I have to get training on it. And that's also
okay.
another key part too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Where do you think where do you think you want to have that shop?
Definitely somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Because I'm establishing my own personal brand, and then as well as like the business. I think it'll be the best place, and then a main road like your office that we're at now. It's a great place to have it because you're just getting traffic through all day long. So you see the sign and you think of, oh, that's Freddie's place. So something that's right there in front of your face.
Right on.
That you can pass by, and it's like, oh, there's Ethan
Yeah.
doing his thing.
What's your timeline for that?
I had a timeline, and then things kind of got finagled in my head. I'm like, man, is this the right decision? Because I had a shop in line essentially. I still do if I want to follow through with it.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of like having second thoughts, and like the numbers are all adding up, and I'm like, is it worth it? Do I just go out and get my own place? Right? Because this is a lease situation, and I'm like, do I go out, get my own place where I can just, if I'm going to put this money into it, I know I'm definitely going to get the return. I don't have to
Another asset.
worry about, yeah.
That's what I thought about this place. It's the same thing. You think about rent and you're like, well, I'm just going to redo this whole place. You're going to set up for your specifications, pay all this rent, have a lease. Nobody says you have to get renewed on that lease. And nobody says any of those things. Or do you want your own place that you own? You're going to have it. And then, hell, you can sell the business. People sell the buildings with the businesses in the futures, or you can just lease it out to the new owners of the business that you sell. It's so many different things that you open yourself to. So I get that too, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. It's very inspiring to see someone young with like a good head on their shoulders doing it the right way. It's kind of rare these days because you see a lot of like people that want to be instant success. They expect to just almost be given all their success, where you realize like, hey, you know what, you're gonna have to work your ass off to get to that point where you are successful.
Yeah.
It's just refreshing, dude. It's very refreshing to see that you're just, you know, even at such a young age as far as business, you're still striving and know where you're going to take it to that next level. So I give you a lot of kudos for that, bro. Because that's a rare commodity, man.
Thank you.
You know, you almost just like, there's been days where I think to myself, I feel bad for the future of America because I have no idea what the hell's happening. You know, and I try to.
It's nuts. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
as today's election day.
Did you
Today's
vote?
election day. I didn't yet. I'm going with my wife after she's done with work. We usually go together and do the whole shebang. You got your sticker
Yeah, I
on.
went with my wife this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, went and picked her up. You know, I was in early this morning. I had to do a little work before I had you guys come in today. Picked her up, did the voting thing. Yeah, man, you gotta vote, because if you don't, you can't complain.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the way it is, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, Ethan, I just, you know, it's just really good to see this guy, you know, McCookie. You know, I'm sitting here. I hire McCookie to produce this show, and the guy's dropping phones. You know, look how ready he is.
Take it back from me, Ethan. All right. Start at. So Ethan.
It's funny. Just leave this stuff in, man. It's all comical. It's just funny.
It works.
It does work. Yeah. We're so laid back here, man. Like, we're professional. We want it to look great and everything sounds great, but we're still having a good time, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just all about having a good time, and just, you know, I'm not. It's like, even that's part of the brand, essentially. You know, showing people that you can have a good time. You're not so stiff. I hate stiff. And I remember my first networking meeting. I went to my first networking meeting in Berks County. Khakis, blue shirt, tie, hair all like combed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I
can
remember
already
like,
tell that's not your style.
no,
Like, we're
man,
just
no, terrible. I mean, and it works for a lot of people, and for them, it's perfect. For me, no, man. And I realized that was almost, and not, I wasn't totally bold, but I realized, listen, Fred, if you want people to work with you, you have to be somewhat yourself, dude. You can't be totally stiff or a different person. For me, that's just how it worked for me.
yeah.
And obviously, you know, you won't attract everyone with the way you are, but at least you'll attract the people that you want to work with.
Right.
You know, so yeah, same thing with the podcast. Like, yeah, we're going to that professional level. It looks really great now, and all those good things, but we're still us. We're still gonna have a good time, man. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. Change the channel, kid.
Yep.
You know, like, that's it. You're not stuck here, man. You know, so no editing, McCookie. Leave your mess up. McCookie's mess up day one of filming the new podcast. So cool, man. So it looks like you got a bright future like ahead for you. I want to say, what's next for Ethan Lasher? But I think you told me.
What's next?
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, as I'm going into winter, I'm prepping for that. And sometimes I don't know what the heck I'm prepping for. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like, just like the systems and everything for the detailing part of it, but then I get caught up. In, you know, do I go out and do a different venture of like something totally different, like real estate or.
So you're thinking about different things to do entirely.
Oh, yeah. Like, just like it happens all the time. I don't know if it's going to be a distraction or if it's like a plus, because or am I going to be like spreading myself too thin of or do I just run with one thing? Like, kind of like the Jeff Bezos. Like, he didn't get wealthy off of multiple different things. Like, he
Right.
just Amazon, and that was it.
I guess it depends on what satisfies that thirst, dude.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, for me, I was all about my business for so long, and not that I'm not all about it now, but now I feel like I need to do different things because I don't want it to be monotonous, like you were saying. You know, just having one part of that detail, I could see how that would drive you insane. Where I at least had a little control, and like, maybe I don't want to do websites today. Maybe today I'll do SEO, or maybe today I'll do advertising, or I'll design something. So I do have at least that much power. But you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I got to do something different, which is where the podcast comes in. Like, even though it's just a podcast and I really do it for fun, because I just like doing it, it's really a break from my day. It's a break from 5 days straight of just, marketing, websites, advertising. It's like, okay, I get to meet new people, and essentially it builds my personal brand, which is what I'm striving to work on now, because I do want to make that change. I think I need to start doing different things to just keep it fresh in my mind. I need to do different things for challenges, like, I'm not saying web design is not a challenge. It's definitely hard. Yeah, you got to do something different. And you only get one ride on this rock, dude.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? And hey, if you want to stay on the same ride and you're freaking happy and content doing it, God bless you. I hope you do it forever, and I hope you're always happy. Some people just need to get off and try a different ride, man. And that's kind of like what I'm leaning to, but not so drastic like you. You're like, well, maybe I should do real estate. I'm like, hey. But that's a young man, you're 21. You're like, you got your whole world ahead of you, dude. What about kids, man? You feeling like kids at any time or what?
Probably a few years yet. Probably at least 2 years. And then it's all right, now we can move forward.
Yeah, so you want to get everything established.
Yeah, I would like to, but I know that's some things just don't go as planned. So
they never will.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
Yep.
But it's okay, because the wrench in the works sometimes are happy surprises. But it's get that foundation. You get the foundation you're in, then you can go do crazy shit. But it's great, dude. It's freaking awesome. I'm so happy for you, man, that you just found something that you want to do and you want to strive at it. You already have a good head on your shoulders where you're ready to set systems in place next year, and you already know you want to hire people. Believe me, stick to that road, dude, because I was a one-man show for so long. I'm still essentially a one-man show with certain aspects of the business, but if you can put that in your mindset right away that you want to build a team so you can do other things, God bless, bro. The way to go. Good shit, man. Well, listen, Ethan, thanks for coming in today, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate
you having me.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? Let's bring him, but Cookie, let's remember to bring Ethan back in a year. All right. We're going to bring you back in 1 year, and we're going to do a review and go, all right, bro, what have we got going on?
Yeah. And then hopefully maybe I can get a little backstory on your basis. That'd be cool. Yeah. little Freddy rewind.
Listen to old episodes.
Old episodes?
Yeah.
You got a few of those.
Yeah, I have many.
Oh, okay.
Just look up Fred Talk on Spotify. Yeah, just type in Fred Talk. You'll see my big head. You'll see this, and press play somewhere, and you'll dig it. But Ethan, thanks a lot, man, for coming in. Good luck to you, and I'll see you 1 year from today.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of Fred Talk. If you totally got into what you just saw, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss another episode. Check out the playlist because there's other cool people too. And if you can't watch all the time, check it out on any podcast outlet. Don't forget, your Uncle Freddy loves you. Peace.